Hello everybody. Today we are going to start our final lesson. We are in week 5 and I have broken this lesson up into a 2-day activity, but you are more than welcome to complete it in 1 day or take longer, whatever you need to do. To start out, I want to just remind you to continue filling out your weather observations for the month of May. Okay, as always, check the temperature, the precipitation, and the wind direction. Alright, to start off today, we are going to learn about weather-related technology. So, I'm going to show you a picture. Okay, there are 4 pictures here. And I want to ask you, what do you think these are? Okay, some of them might look familiar to you. What do you think these pictures have in common? Okay, well, we know they're weather-related technology. So, what could they be? Okay? Before we get into our vocab today, I do want to tell you what these are. This is a lightning rod. Alright? This is a windmill. This is a solar energy system. And this is hydropower. Okay? Some of these may look familiar to you. To start off, though, let's get into our vocab, and we are going to start with thermometer. A thermometer is a tool to measure temperature. Okay, looks just like that. A wind vane. This is an instrument that measures the direction wind blows. So if you see this little picture right here, you might see these on tops of barns or houses or garages. And when the wind blows, it makes it turn a direction so you know which direction the wind is blowing. Alright. Then we have anemometer, a tool to measure the wind speed, and barometer is an instrument to measure atmospheric pressure. Okay? These are all some vocab words that are related to our weather technology systems. Okay? For day 1, I want you to review the vocab and make sure you are taking care of your weather data chart. We're also going to focus on the question of the day for this 2-day activity. So our question of the day today, what are some weather-related technologies and how do they work? Okay, for day 1, I'm going to ask you to read all of these passages. Okay, so you're going to read about the lightning rod right here, the windmill, solar energy, and hydropower. Okay? After you've read through all 4, I want you to complete the worksheet. Okay, so let's say I picked the windmill. How do you think the invention of a windmill or the discovery of wind power has benefited humans? Okay? When you give your ideas, you can either list them just like this, or you can say, I think the invention of the windmill has benefited humans by blank, blank, blank. Okay? So I think the invention of the windmill has benefited humans by, and then you're going to give me your reasons. Okay? I'm not looking for 8 reasons. If you can give me 1 or 2, that would be perfect. Okay? 1 or 2 reasons. Okay? Right here. And then you're going to list what questions you have about windmills. Okay? So this description of the windmill says, a windmill works to transform the movement of wind into a type of kinetic energy. Blades on the mill collect the power of the wind and cause it to move. This movement provides power to many things, including factories and power to homes. People have also been able to harness the power of wind to operate boats and other vehicles. So what questions do you have about windmills? I'm curious on kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? Okay. Maybe why do windmills collect it? Okay, I know that's two questions in one, but because this one relates to the kinetic energy, I was trying to add more to it. Okay, so you'll read your passage after you've chosen a weather-related technology. You'll give me 1 to 2 reasons how it has benefited humans, and then you're going to list 3 questions. If you have more questions, that's totally fine. All right? Make sure that you list these 3 follow-up questions. When we move on to day 2, okay, please review the vocab. You need to look at the words thermometer, wind vane, anemometer, that's a hard word, anemometer, and a barometer. All right? Then you can take day 2 to research these questions. Okay? So on day 2, you could look up what is kinetic energy and why do windmills collect it. And then feel free to take a scrap piece of paper and write down those answers to your questions. After you research the answers to your questions, I want to make sure that you write them down, okay? Use a scrap piece of paper, use a notebook paper, type them up, and then I want you to share that information that you find from your 3 questions, and I would like you to share it with a family member, or you can share it with me. Record yourself reading out the questions or the and the answers. Sorry, you can type it up in a Google Doc and send it to me. Type it up or write it up and have your parents send a picture. Anything that works for you. I have included at the very end of this lesson an assessment check. Okay, this is just a review of everything that you have learned throughout this science unit. Okay, how do scientists organize weather data? What are some things they look for to determine patterns in weather? How are weather and climate similar and different? How have scientists been able to reduce the impact of weather-related problems on humans and provide an example? And how have scientists been able to harness the power of weather to change the way people live? Provide an example. So 5 quick questions, okay? Once you finish this, there is a spot on the website under week 5 for science where you can turn in, either take a picture of your writing and turn it in, you can complete this online and turn it in, whatever is easiest for you, okay? You can even share it with me on Facebook. In the end, you're just supposed to be able to explain how an invention of one of these technologies has benefited humans. And these technologies harness natural powers and put them to use in a renewable and safe way for us, which is pretty cool. And then if you have any other questions about other types of weather-related technologies, feel free to research them on your own. You can share them with me or share them with family, whatever works for you. It's been fun teaching you guys. I wish that we were in a classroom. I miss you all, and I hope that you have had a great time learning this science unit. Thanks, guys.